A typical Russian folk song. Russian's one of the Slavic languages that have their own special alphabet. There's always been great emphasis in Slavic countries on the spoken language and on the sung language. This is how a country wedding is celebrated in Poland, for example. The first language of the Slavs existed only in the spoken form. But without a written language, a racial group cannot develop its own culture. And so one of the first obstacles that the Slavs had to overcome in order to have a national identity was the lack of an alphabet. The identity the Slavs wanted to assert was both worldly and religious. So it was no coincidence that it should have been two monks, Cyril and Methodius, who provided the Slavs with a script, the instrument they needed to expand as an independent cultural force. The alphabet the two monks invented just over 1,000 years ago came to be known as Cyrillic. For the ancient Slavs, writing meant the birth of their own literature and the possibility of keeping historical chronicles. And more important still, it meant a link with the culture of the rest of Europe. So it's mainly to a far-sighted monk, born of a Bulgarian mother in Thessalonica at the beginning of the 9th century, that the Slavs of today owe the invention and name of their alphabet. Thanks to the achievements of Cyril and his brother Methodius, 1,000 years of Slavic history, art, and literature have been filled with incredible richness and variety. Today, there are 500 million Slavs, Russians, Poles, Bulgarians, Czechs, Serbs, Croats, and Ukrainians. And they, and the rest of the civilized world, must acknowledge an immense debt to Cyril and Methodius. It's no exaggeration to say that the life work of two monks is responsible for the greatness of the Slavs' culture, and for the fact that it became great despite national, ideological, and religious differences. The story of these two men who helped to mold the course of history is the theme of this episode of The Slavs.